being the older of the two. And Cisse moving.
Okay, we're back. Hopefully this audio is now fit. Insane start to this game. Senegal was so far off of his line. Salisane made a deflection to Buneja shot, and yeah, the rest is history. I mean, an unreal sort of start for if you're an Algeria fan. This has been an unreal start.
Match against Germany in 2014. Match Cup Brazil, producing 11 fine saves. Buneja, the Algerian D'Artagnan, with his fine swashbuckling skills and fine weaponry when it comes to finding the back of the net or just helping his teammates.
Test. Yeah, okay, yeah, we are. We're working.
Get the assistance that they need. He really is the man. He's
really
got a €3 million tag on him at the moment. Lots of French teams interested in signing him from his club in Saudi Arabia. Al Sadd. Marseille being one of them. Ball picked up by Mane. Mane's just been knocked off his feet there. And Feghouli just comes chasing him in his shadow and knocking the Liverpool man off his feet. See how well organised this Algerian defence is from the set piece. Savet is the player who will logically take this. With his right foot there. The big man, Kouyate, Crystal Palace, the captain of this Senegal team coming up for this. And see green shirts up there. Not committing too many players, but Koyate's there. Niang. Some of the big men in this flick there. Not good enough, though, I'm afraid. And a quick counter-attack this time. Gomez decides to make a firm decision in coming out and clearing the ball. Give Aliou Cisse some heart. We've seen him just watch the ball whiz over his head, fall unchallenged in the back of the net. Star has the ball taken away from his feet by Benacer. Another player who's born in France. Member of the Algerian team. Too long, that is. Well, Buneja has wiped off the smiles on these Senegal supporters' faces.
Oh.
See if they can we can change that, see that get changed around and see the Lions of Teranga get themselves that goal. Kouyate is the midfield, picked up by Gana Gay. Experience in this midfield, Everton. All three midfielders, Savet Ndiaye and Gana Gay, 28, 29 years of age. Sarr is a youngster in comparison at 21. He gets knocked off his feet, and Mr. Alioum of Cameroon. And
oh, good move. Good move.
Enough is enough. Sarr still suffering on the ground.
Buneja, I don't know how he scored that.
13 degrees.
Oh.
Mari's Desert Fox is on top at the moment with that early goal. But they've got a free kick, Senegal, and the big men have got it once again.
Come on, Savat, put it in, bro.
We'll try and all as the player down. Buneja gets knocked off.
Buneja just got knocked over as well.
Let's try and understand what's going on. Is that Niang, I think, who's...
Niang.
Sorry, it's not. It's Kouyate.
Kouyate. He just flopped so hard on that.
Nonsense is behind us. Savet is about to deliver what his teammates hope is the perfect free kick. There's a connection there.
Free kick. Unlucky. Kouyate got his head to it.
Hit the target, of course, but you can see that the big man gets up, but he's stretching and Well, he's unable to get his head behind it, steer it towards the goal there, but the delivery was pretty good. Bunajar's second-minute goal. Remarkable scenario. It really is. Just from the way that Gomez watched the ball fly over his head, thinking that it was going out for a corner, for sure.
This game has just been, it's been weird.
Algeria.
It's been really weird.
Well, we're going to have a homegrown coach who...
Come on, get this through. We're only 14 minutes in so far, guys. Algeria have been remarkable. I mean, Senegal have kind of pushed the effort now since they've been trailing, but I mean, the beginning of this game is just an absolute madness. It was a madness. You gotta give props to the way that Algeria did that. That's like Bonasia just took a hit. Just took a hit. Did whatever he had to do.
16-team competition, 4 in 2017, Gabon, and then 11 out of the 24 here in Egypt, which has increased it to 46%, which is great news. 10 local. We also had Emmanuel Manike of Nigeria, was the coach of Tanzania, of course.
And Manike
is Belele.
He's a
a bit of pressure
from
Gastão, but he still manages to get past it. Mahrez hasn't really had too much ball on that far side.
No, he hasn't had any of the ball. He hasn't been trying to deal with Mane.
What he could do, so
Mane with some little silky skills. Score is 1-0 favor of Algeria. Algeria got the first goal, and it was amazing. I don't know how Algeria did it. Well, I mean, I do know how Algeria did it. It was a terrible deflection. Salih Sane, who's the guy who had to come in for Koulibaly, because Koulibaly's yellow card accumulation, essentially just deflected a shot from Bunasia up into the air, super high, and then that dropped down right in favor of Algeria, right in the back of the net.
Mane just showing us his illustrious skill set, and just getting knocked down under a bit of pressure.
Ooh.
That's going to be a free kick. Just got toe post on the ankle there. There's the little kick.
He chipped him right in the ankle.
Yang, of course.
Yang is a little excessive, mate.
For the same team. They both play in Britannia in the northwest, western France, if you like. The Stade Rennais, along with Zefan, the right back, who's actually born in Lyon, but also plays for Rennes. Jar goes down holding his lower back. The referee doesn't react to that. Well, this is a good fine run. Ball across. It's headed away there by Mahrez.
That's a good run. That was a really good run.
Header as well, because it's been picked up by
That's kind of unlucky.
And,
good defending from Algeria. Great defending.
Throw in will go Algeria's way. Great running there from Ndiaye.
Yeah, good running.
Then Sabani gets knocked off his feet. Sarr also goes down.
The ref's got to take control at some point. Jesus, come on, my guy. Come on, my guy. Get up. Okay, he just body checked him. It's no big deal.
I think that
he kicked out.
Sarr was at fault. So what that was all about afterwards, the way he went down. Oh, he did get kicked there, but
he kicked him in the end. Yeah, he kicked him. Kicked him in the ankles.
So the free kick may go Senegal's way.
There shouldn't be a free kick in the first place. It should just be a throw-in.
The two fouls have just cancelled each other out.
Yeah, just throw the ball back in. Just continue it.
Shock tackle by Ben Sabani afterwards. Wasn't very nice. Throw in it is.
Throw in here. We're about to hit the 20th minute.
It was long.
Well, I guess we are in the 20th minute. Senegal still trailing. Still have really nothing going forward. They had one or two good chances, but I mean they've shot nothing on target yet. So
that's all it took there. From
you got to give big props, I guess. I'm going to give huge props to Algeria for the Buneja goal, because I mean the Buneja goal was magnificent. I mean Gomis was so far off his line.
Used one of the two that they've had from this side of the pitch.
Okay. Free kick on the right hand side.
Latching onto it, but it was going a little bit too high. Saibet will take it.
Saibet will take the free kick. It was going to be a tough one.
Penalty box with the big men coming up. Now watch out for the shirt pulling. I know what
there better not be any shirt pulling. Oh, this is going to be nervous.
Guediora will be also watching
20th minute free kick, right side of the box. Saibet to put it in. Oh, to the one. Oh no, it might. Oh, several people just got taken down. They missed the ball entirely. Okay, no, that's all Senegal. That's all Senegal's fault.
Ben Lamry was
he just clobbered someone. There's no way, shape, or form should that be a penalty.
Knocked into like a bumper car. Could have quite easily been a free kick.
It's 1-0 Algeria at the moment. It's unreal. The goal, Buneja shot the ball. It went super duper high in the air over Gomis, the goalkeeper, who was kind of far off his line and then in the back of the net. So it's just, I think it'll be classified probably as an own goal, but
quite remarkable.
I mean, there wasn't much that Lisane could have done.
Something that we really don't see that often.
Oh, too far back. Too far back.
The stadium came to a standstill as the ball flew very high up in the air.
Great ball. Oh, I mean, great idea. Great idea.
Fast and furious.
Maybe too much on the pass, but I mean, it's the right idea.
There's still plenty of time for more goals, of course. There's Buneja going to connect with that long ball upfield. That's putting the challenge in. Tenacious midfielder.
Go ahead, make that throw in, bro. Go ahead. No. Wrong. Sorry. Yeah, in case you guys didn't realize that. I'm just streaming on the side of my phone.
Played against each other.
No.
When they were playing for Marseille and Paris Saint-Germain. February 2001. And then a couple of later,
Algeria finally getting some of the ball.
And funny enough, Belmadi was playing for the Saints, Southampton. And Cisse was at Portsmouth, but they managed to play against each other.
I like the announcers going with this.
Of this final, this 30
nice bit of history. Nice bit of history between the two teams.
African Cup of Nations. But Sabani.
I hate that it's a rematch of the group stages. I mean, obviously the group stage between these two teams is still the group stage game is still really entertaining. But I mean, could it have been better? Yeah. Or would it have been better to see like a Nigeria Senegal matchup?
Of course, they know how each other play, and
can only
that's
ask
what makes
for so
it rather
much.
interesting. So, of course, the third player who represents, sorry, the third of four players who represent Stade Rennais. Niang, of course, the centre forward
running around over here.
So it's funny, two defenders.
There we go.
For Algeria, two forwards for Senegal. Same club.
There we go. Come on now.
All right, Boli, the goalkeeper, Algeria. Actually got picked up and went to to play in the
Algeria
MLS.
just needs some possession. Come on now.
With
You need to
Philadelphia.
hold the ball for something.
He was
This is not working right now in terms of like having possession, having the ball, controlling it. They're just suffering. They're just suffering big time.
Lots of was progressing and moving forward.
Here we go.
Everybody was talking about
Senegal have ever since the goal. Senegal have
from Europe were heading over there for
it's been a lot of
lucrative deals. Bowley was one of those players who was picked up following the exploits in the 2014
I did the Algeria jerseys.
Cup in Brazil.
I'm really feeling those.
I might turn out very well. In fact, he was labelled as one of the worst signings that the club has ever made. Short-lived, he moved on.
I wish they would have had Nike ones, like the all-white Nike ones.
Playing for Algeria and holding forward, having conceded just 2 goals in this competition.
Senegal.
It's really a pretty fine effort indeed.
Come on, make that throw in.
Difference in ranking between these two nations. 22 for Senegal, of course, highest ever, and then 68 for Algeria.
Oh, Mane, great move. Mane, chill. Okay, foul Mane. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's the right idea, foul him, because he's running rampant. He runs around everywhere. I mean, why that's a foul? I don't think. I guess, yeah, a little bit too much body contact.
It's the knee, in fact, of Ben Lamry.
Senegal's done a very good job
of was committed there by Ben
getting the fouls, getting in the right places.
Signed by Arsenal, they really like him
got a little bit too much of Mane. Oh, he took a knee to the face. Oh, Mane.
One of the nasty hits on the head there for Mane.
Mane
back up on his feet, seems to be fine.
He took a knee straight to the dome. I mean, y'all might want to check out for the man. Look out for the man.
He's the top player in the group stages of the competition. He's got a real fine motor, isn't he? Whizzing around the midfield, charging up through the middle. Like a V12 pitbull. Here's the effort there. It's a long-range effort.
Good
taken by Samet, but easily
able to keep it down.
And taken there by Rice and Bolly.
Zavah has been pretty good. I'm shocked he went for goal there, but I mean,
that will be.
You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Shot, just that burst on target. Maybe it's a sign of things to come. Well, Algeria very much being labelled as the top team in this competition. I think Senegal losing to them.
They do get labelled as the top team in the competition.
Second match in the group.
The most complete team has definitely been Senegal, but I mean Algeria have been. They're pretty decent. I mean, I guess you should say Algeria have been. They also beat Senegal, so big props to them. It's been a really weird game. Senegal have been dominating, but the Buneja shot is the only difference maker. I think they'll classify it as an own goal. I think it will be an own goal.
It was poor. It really was.
There's another
free kick. More frustration.
Then I say, bro, just leave it be. Leave it be.
Isn't it?
Just leave it.
He needs to calm down.
Now he's got the chat.
There you go. No more of that.
He won't have it. He's not having it.
He's a no-nonsense referee.
He definitely looks no-nonsense. He's not having any of it. He can fight anyone on that pitch. Probably besides Koulibaly. Except Koulibaly's on the pitch, so I mean, he's still a plus.
There you go. I wonder if he knows that. Then that's it.
There we go. Just again.
And previous competitions, refereed in the 2013, 15, 17, and of course 19 Cup of Nations. Good bit of running this one from Sabali. Sabali's a great player. Is that going to be a free kick for Algeria? I believe so.
God, Algeria have had like none of the balls since their goal. I mean, I'm glad that they're winning at least. You know, there's no necessity for them to have the ball. They can just hold out against Senegal. It's what they did in the first game too.
Better body position around the ball.
But it makes it so
challenge coming
boring.
in from behind.
It kills. all of the energy
Free kick
in the
there
game.
for
There's like
boxes
nothing
as
going
Faguli.
on whatsoever. It's because Algeria want it that way. They want to keep it that way.
Got a teammate on the other side of the pitch, and Ndiaye, Papa Ndiaye, of course.
As well, guys, thank you guys for joining the live stream. If you guys are new here, just popping in, I apologize that I can't show you the game. I know you guys would want to see it, but you know, it just be like that sometimes.
Nicely tidied up at the back. Is Koyate, the captain. Long ball at field.
Ooh, karate kick.
Ben Lamry picks that up.
Okay, Algeria, hang on to the ball. Possession, play it. Oh, good ball.
Clearances can
no.
Just catch out your opponent's defense. Another big challenge.
Benacer again. Why is Benacer in every single bad challenge? Ooh. Is that Kouyate? Benacer just destroyed Kouyate's body.
Probably won't pick up a yellow card, but he most
Already
definitely
gave it.
takes
I'm
out the
sorry,
captain,
bro.
Crystal
I
Palace man.
cannot show you guys the game.
Look how
I'm
strong
hoping
he
you guys
comes
are
in,
still
and that's the
able to
follow-up.
hear it.
See, that's really
I can turn it up as well. I can't show it though. I can't do it.
To make the block.
That's how you get a strike, bro.
It's just the way that he plays football. Physical. He goes in, and he was kind of
We've already been banned for 2 weeks once. I'm not trying to have it back. He might be biting his hell. I feel so bad for Koulibaly. I know of all of the people that want to play this final, I bet you Koulibaly is one. Dude's just sitting on the side.
That are watching on. One of the big Lamine Diatta, of course.
Diatta might have to come in. Benacer has been a part of every single bad challenge that has taken place in this game. Oh, he Charlie hurts the hell out of Checo Kouyate.
It's nasty, but I don't think that you can really say that it was.
It's not intentional. Like, he's not intentionally trying to hurt him. That's like a foul.
It was just the follow.
That's like a for sure thing. But I mean, he definitely caught him.
Trying to block that ball. It was the position that he was in that made.
I can just feel it in my bones. This game's gonna. I have a feeling it's gonna end up being a really exciting game. I just feel so bad for Solisane. Like, he made a deflection, which he thought was gonna go. I thought it went out. I mean, it did not look like it went in the back of the net. But Gomes was so far off his line, you couldn't tell.
But he might need a bit more treatment there. Those.
Walk it off, Kouyate. You got this, bro.
The left knee.
Come on, bro.
Taking a big whack. 31.5 minutes, nearly 32 minutes gone. It's 1-0 for Algeria here.
Yep, walk it off. There you go. Throwing for Algeria. Oh, they're really not going to give a foul on that? Yikes. Oh, what a move. To get out of that pressure. And then Senegal take it right back. Oh, my. Algeria, bro. This Algerian squad, ever since the goal, they have made this game so boring. It's ever since then. It's just always been like this. I mean, if you're winning, you would want to slow the game down. You would want to make it boring, but come on, man.
Going down.
Oh, is he going to the cards? Oh, Sabani got the card. He's getting the strike. Oh, it's a trash challenge. It was garbage challenge. He's nowhere near the ball.
Going down.
And
that is
that's not unlucky. Oh, that's just trash. It's trash. It's a garbage challenge. I feel bad. I feel bad that the cards are already out, but I mean, Andy's pointing to more people. He's like, some more people can get it too. Wait, 2 people got cards? No, it's just the one. Okay.
But Sabani picking up the yellow card. He's thrown himself into those challenges.
Yeah.
Far too
so
often
was it Ben Sabi? Is it Ben Sabi? I can't remember his whole name. Slid in on what was arguably a nowhere close challenge. I mean, he slid in.
Going up the field. That's good opportunity there.
Oh, shoot! No! Oh, he missed the shooting opportunity. He ran over the ball.
Collected out wide as
Savat,
well.
no.
Good there from the midfielder. was an
Was it
opportunity.
Mane or was it Salah? I can't tell.
Kind of rattled this
That's
Algerian
unlucky. That's
team
super
now that they've
unlucky.
picked up a yellow card.
Senegal
They've
almost
got to
got
be
one,
careful
but
with the challenges
yeah,
coming in.
it rash yellow card challenge because Algeria trying to slow down the game, so he slid
And Zefan takes the
pretty much
throw-in up
about
the line.
3 or 4 feet away from the ball. He was nowhere close to it.
High ball
High
to
ball,
the
good one.
penalty box.
Okay, Senegal
Yeah,
recovered
picks
it.
the ball up against
Great, good pass on the
Andy.
inside.
Sone.
They're playing 1-2s on the left field line. They're essentially going at is it Zafane or Zafane
Delivery, they win that.
for Algeria because there's no more Youssef Fatal.
Working
He
well.
left the tournament injured in the
Just
quarterfinals.
look
So
how
I
many
mean,
white shirts
they're
have
just
come up
charging down that left side with Mane.
and come back to defend. They are back
And
in
it's just been
numbers. Big
madness.
defensive positions for all of these Algerian players.
Whoa.
Ivan Budajar and Belali are back in position.
Oh my
Well,
goodness,
now we've
Faguli,
got
why?
Faguli
Why are
goes
you on the
down.
ground?
And,
Show us.
These two teams have played before. Let's just have a look at this.
Mane gave him a little elbow.
There was
He gave him a
no
little
need for
elbow
that.
and he just flops on the ground. Come on, we're better than that. We're better than
Well, there's
that.
no need for that by Mane.
I know it's a little
That was,
aggressive. It's a little
just a little
aggressive,
bit
but
silly. Faguli goes down.
Faguli, come on, mate. It's excessive. Oh, now everyone's getting into it. Come on, man. If you give Mane a card for that, that's mad.
Right then,
And
let's get
Faguli's
on
back
with the
up, no
football
big deal.
here.
So, yeah.
This is Mr. Aliou. Here's
The
the
ball
corner
in.
into the penalty box.
Faguli, of course,
But
is
it's
the one to
headed
get
away
to
by
it.
Guardiola.
Okay, that could have been a free kick.
Still in play. Star gets the ball back.
Ismail Sarr? Okay, that's a free kick.
Brought down there.
Free kick.
And that's just
Oh,
gonna
no,
be
it's not a free kick. It's a
goal
goal
kick,
kick.
in fact.
Wow. Oh, no, he did the ball.
Very
Yeah,
well
props
done.
to
It's
him.
just as well Pennsylvania actually made contact with the ball.
He actually made
Just
contact with the
poked it
ball.
onto
Yeah, props
Sarr,
to him.
who had the last touch. Goal kick.
Ismail
Good
Sarr.
decision by the
Had it bounce right back off of him.
linesman.
Yeah, so they say it's a Buneja goal, but I
the
mean,
only player who's found the back
Hey,
of the
bro.
net in the 36 minutes
Ahmed, I'm
played
sorry,
in
bro.
this
I can't show
final.
the game. It's
The
a
player
live
from
reaction,
Al Sadd
not
in Qatar,
a live
and
stream
not in
for the
Saudi
game.
Arabia. I beg your pardon if I made that mistake
I mean,
earlier on.
the game is here. The game is here. So, I mean, apologies. But it just can't happen. Can't do it.
Delaney towards
That's how you get a strike, bro.
Boyata takes the quick throw in. Senegal trying to
Good
remain
move.
composed.
So
They've
we're
been
only
rattled.
about 36 minutes in, and
They've been
it's
kicked a
been
little
all
bit as
Senegal.
well
It's been
by
all Senegal
the
pushing.
Desert Foxes
Senegal
of
just keep
Algeria making
pushing, but
plenty
Algeria,
of
like with that
noise
deflected
here in
goal,
Cairo.
they're just going to sit and they're going to wait it out. I'm hoping if Senegal get on the scoreboard, this game will probably open up a bit more, but I don't see how it's going to happen at the moment.
Called for a penalty,
Senegal
of course,
can't break
but he
down
might have got
Algeria.
tangled up a little bit by Ben Lamry.
I'm trying to think of who from the Senegal bench could maybe come in and make an impact in this game, but I mean, Niang is trying. I'll give Niang that. Niang is definitely trying.
Not that it matters. Didn't really have control of the ball.
Very good touch.
Sama trying to link up with Sarr. That's a nice little.
Oh, good move. Shot. No. Oh, what the heck? Oh. Ooh, it's a good shot. Woo. It's unlucky. Like, it was an unlucky shot.
Foul.
I mean,
Another foul from
it's
the same man who's already picked up a yellow card against him, his teammates.
he just got body-to-body contact too afterwards.
Ben Sabaini.
Yikes. I don't know how many Algerians are going to end up with yellow cards at the end of this game. My prediction at the moment is probably about 5 or 6. Because all of them, to some degree, are just making rash challenges.
Flies the ball into the penalty area, doesn't get past Guardiola.
I'm sorry, bro. I can't show you guys the match. Live reaction. Not live show you the match.
Well, it's been
not live stream.
saved there by Samet.
Apologies. I do
Get the ball
apologize for that.
directly to his teammate's feet, but
I didn't know if it was confusing or not for that.
Feghouli coming to the rescue. With
Nice
that
defending,
challenge there,
Feghouli.
blasting the ball away.
Would not see Feghouli as a defender, but I mean, gotta give props to him
very
for it.
capable of moving into good attacking positions.
Who's that?
Guardiola goes into the challenge.
Algeria, you have to give props to Algeria. They are frustrating to watch. It's frustrating to watch Algeria just sit in and wait. But I mean, you gotta give credit where credit is due. Senegal are not breaking them down. Ball's on the left hand side of the moment. Another throw in. This time it's actually Algeria's. Okay, wow.
Algeria.
Wow. Props to Algeria.
Bounedjah is the man of the moment.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Bounedjah goal. I want to say Salih Sané
as early as the third minute. A remarkable goal in itself.
Sabali hit that ball in. Long throw in.
Once again.
Niang again in the corner.
Against Mandy.
And another Senegalese throw in. They're just
really
stuck. Senegal are just stuck in like the same rotation over and over and over. They keep trying to go down the left wing. It doesn't work. Oh, and then a terrible clearance.
Stays down on the ground.
Yeah, it's 1-0 Algeria. Bounedjah took a shot from well outside the box. Salih Sané deflected it. It went about maybe 20 feet in the air over Gomes, the Senegalese goalkeeper. He was super far off of his line. You can blame it for goalkeeping there. I didn't even think the ball went in. Like, it didn't look like it.
Senegal, can they get the ball over? That's going to be a free kick.
Free kick along the byline. A terrible. Ndiaye is running rampant around Mahrez. I don't know.
But just look at that. That was a beautiful piece of skullduggery there.
And then Mahrez went and fouled him as well. Mahrez probably ended up with a yellow card too. I would not be surprised if he did.
Ndiaye goes down.
So free kick for Senegal.
Just before half-time.
Let's see this.
Logically take it.
Please tie this game up. Tie this game up, Senegal.
The angle of the 6-footers.
It's still 1-0 Algeria. Sabat, he's been decent on free kicks tonight, but he's never found that one to finally break it through.
Sluggers in the midfield there, in the middle of the box.
Salih Sané, Cheikhou Kouyaté, Niang, all of the height. Senegal have all of the height.
Here's the free kick into the penalty box.
And it hits the first guy. What the heck? Another Algeria foul? Is it really another Algeria foul? Oh my goodness. Good front. Hey, for all of you guys just coming into the live stream, I've made a prediction that at least 5 Algerians are going to end up with yellow cards. There's already one. So as long as they stay ahead 1-0, there's going to be so many yellow cards coming out.
The ball into
good win in the air. It's still in the Algeria box. They can't get it out.
Big man.
And they finally clear it. Oh my goodness. Bless it. I don't know how Algeria are doing this. They're literally defending like it's the end of the game. We're not even at halftime. That's good defending though in the air. Someone took an elbow. Ben Sabani took an elbow. And he's, bro, we get it. Like, you guys want to run down the clock, but you don't have to go down at every opportunity. It's tough. This is tough.
There, of course. Sama waiting to take the throw.
Take the throw in. There we go. Go ahead.
Gassama gets the ball.
Still 1-0 in favor of Algeria. We're in the 44th minute, about to go to the 45th minute. With Algeria, Senegal. I'm really with neither at the moment. I've been rooting for both of them to get to this point. They've definitely been the 2 best teams at the tournament. But I'm not going to say I support either one. If Nigeria was in this game, that would be different. But I definitely would have rooted for Nigeria. But I mean, with Algeria eliminating them, Algeria deserved the game. Where do you live? In the U.S. So this is the middle of the day that I'm watching this game. So we got some hot weather outside. I was debating taking this live stream outside, but
really do much
couldn't
about
do
that.
it.
Sané just
Can you right there? I don't
kick the ball
I
out
don't
to
understand the
prevent
can you
Maris
right
from
there.
putting him under pressure. Guardiola gets the ball back to
Algeria finally getting some possession and
it's
it's
been
gone.
stolen.
Senegal.
See, that's what they should do.
Oh,
And they're putting
counterattack is
a
on!
lot of pressure
It's on!
this team.
Go and
Senegal
shoot!
with a chance to try
Oh,
and get
penalty!
the shot in. He
Penalty!
goes down in the penalty box.
No,
But the
he
referee
gave it a
was down
corner.
here and said
No.
corner. And that was all happened very swiftly.
Yeah, that was a
bit lucky at the same
beautiful
time. That was
counterattack
a
from
nice
Senegal.
little
Just the final pass.
through ball
That
there.
like final last
So
pass
it's
was
about to
just
latch onto it.
for who's the corner?
The challenge
It'll
coming
be a
in from
Senegalese corner. Senegal had a beautiful
that was
counterattack.
very,
They got
very
him
close
to
indeed.
Algeria have not had possession at all in this
2
game.
minutes of added
So
time.
Senegal just press high up the field essentially, which is what they've been
down on
doing.
the ground.
And they got him to turn it over, and then like 4 or 5 passes just in single motion. It looks
Did get
beautiful.
kicked from underneath his foot.
Maybe they go to VAR for that.
Was the player who was
Go to VAR. Maybe
trying to clear the ball.
Show us a replay again. It's only +2 the added time at the moment. So it'll be +2 added time. Oh, no, they're not going to go to VAR. Alrighty then. Corner Senegal in the 46th minute, the first minute of the 2 added. Let's see what Senegal can do here. They've not been very, very good on corners. They took a short corner. The shot on the inside deflected. Oh, good defense, and then another deflection. So I think it'll be another corner for Senegal.
Nearly a carbon copy of what we saw.
So they went short, able to play on the inside. I think it was Sabali who took the first shot. That got blocked by Algeria. Second shot from Salif Sané. That also got blocked.
Bounce behind into the back of the net.
So I'm just watching on my phone, my guy.
Get it into the penalty box.
Shout out to the beIN Sports app.
By Bounedjah, the Qatar-based player. Loft it
great
over
ball
into the
in.
penalty box.
Senegal have had the chances, but they just cannot put them away. They're not even they can't put them away. They can't get clear-cut chances. The clear-cut chances are just what's missing. Algeria, they don't really care. They can't hang on to the ball. It doesn't really matter for them.
But they need to be careful there.
What just happened? They said Bounedjah was offside? Or I don't get it. Oh, he blew the whistle on a counterattack, and that's what is that what they're mad about?
Halftime.
Yeah, they're mad about the.
There might have been something at the end there.
Bounedjah is pissed because they just blew the whistle on an Algerian counterattack. All of the Senegalese players are surrounding the ref right now.
That is the difference between Algeria and Senegal. His second-minute surprise goal, at least for Senegal and perhaps Algeria, is the difference. We'll show you first-half highlights.
Yeah,
we'll also look at Mane versus
guys, that's half. I mean, first half
so
is
Malarin and I will be back.
Probably one of the most frustrating here. We'll turn down the match. This has been just a unreal sort of first half. Like the entire first half itself was pretty much just an Algeria defense. Like Algeria just going to sit in that block defense, and they're just going to let Senegal come at them over and over and over and over and over. And it works when Algeria got the goal from Bounedjah. So let me portray you guys this beautiful picture. Okay, this magnificent picture. Algeria pretty much just started off the game, super hyped into the game, high pressing, all energy. Bounedjah was able to catch a ball on a pass from Kouyaté to the midfield to Ganagay. Took a shot that was defended by Salif Sané. That took a deflection off of his left outside foot, deflected over the head of Gomis, the goalkeeper, who was absolutely in no man's. I don't know why he was so far off of his line when that goal went in, but I didn't think it even went into the back of the net, to be honest with you. I thought it flew over the goal, which is why I was really confused when Algeria started celebrating until you saw the replay, and it actually went right into the top. Like it bounced. Rather, it didn't bounce. It tucked itself right in the back of the net. It was actually a perfect ending on finish. And then the rest of the game has just been Algeria being the most frustrating defensive block of all time. If you could think of like a good example is like a Premier League game when you get like a Manchester United versus like a Cardiff or a Brighton, when Manchester United just essentially get scored on first, and then like the Cardiff team or the Brighton team will just sit back and wait. That is what Algeria are doing. The Bounedjah goal has pretty much made it so that they don't have to do anything going forward. All they have to do is essentially wait out Senegal. And Senegal, and for as much as possession as they've had, as many fouls as they've drawn, as much attention that they've given to essentially going forward, they haven't done anything. Michael Thompson's comment: Senegal just lack attacking prowess. It's not even that. It's just that they aren't a possession-based team in the first place. They've never been a sort of, we'll hang on to the ball and we'll pick you apart with our one-touch passing and our skill. Senegal have always been a team that wants to play with speed. They always want to play with power, and they are always a sort of one-touch passing finish team on the counterattack. Now, if you give them a game where they have just full possession, it's essentially Senegal has to try and pick them apart. And Niang at striker, it just doesn't work that way. It's the same thing with sort of Sadio Mane playing in more left mid rather than left wing. It makes it so it's nearly impossible for him to take 2 or 3 seconds, find a turn, and get a shot off because he doesn't have the space. Algeria have made it that way where he doesn't have the space at all. I mean, Riyad Mahrez, I think, has touched the ball maybe 7 or 8 times in total. I mean, he's been completely non-existent in this game. And it's because he doesn't have to. As long as Algeria have the lead, it just doesn't work. And Niang has been trying. I'll give him props. I mean, he's been running the channels super, super well. Like you can see him floating from the right to the left. I would show the game so you guys could see it, but I mean, I'm trying to avoid the sort of strike in itself. But if you guys could see Niang running the channels, he's very good at that, and you could that's what he does in club play as well. He runs the channels super well and takes advantage of the opportunities that are given to him, whether they be header or whether it just be like a 2-3 second through ball that he can tuck away. But there's no midfield help. Essentially, there's no midfield help at all for Senegal, and that's what you get for not having really a pure attacking mid. Henry Savat he's a magnificent midfielder, but he's more box-to-box. We all know what Idrissa Gana Gueye is. I mean, he's a pure CDM sort of destroying type. And they're showing the replay of the Bounedjah goal right now. Here, maybe I'll try to sneak it to you guys if they're able to. This is the Bounedjah goal for anybody, wondering. That is the Bounedjah goal. Took a wild deflection in the air, looped over the head, and then dropped into the back of the net. And it was disgusting. It was disgusting to say the least because like that goal was just so awkward, and it didn't hit me that it actually went in until it actually did. But other than that, guys, there hasn't really been much you could talk about. I mean, there is a shout that maybe Algeria, could have given up a penalty. But I mean, there's been really sort of nothing major besides the two teams just beefing. And I mean, it's been that way pretty much the rest of the game. I mean, the two teams have just been pretty much, especially from the Algerian side, which is what you want to do. You want to just frustrate the hell out of your opponents and get them to make, sort of rash challenges or rash decisions rather than focusing on going forward attacking-wise. And that's, what Algeria are doing pretty much a wonderful job at that, because Senegal, they haven't done a thing. I think Ismaila Sarr has been probably Senegal's best player at the moment, probably besides Salif Sané. I mean, Salif Sané has been very, very good at the back. It's unfortunate that the goal took deflection off of him because I feel like he's probably been, if not Ismaila Sarr, then I think Salif Sané has been the best player for the Senegalese squad. He's been able to pick out passes from the back. He's been able to pretty much do whatever he wants. So, I mean, it sucks, but I mean, Algeria are going to keep doing what they're doing. They're going to defend for their lives until Senegal somehow either get a penalty or find a way around them, which it's probably not going to happen. If it hasn't happened already, I find it really, really difficult to see it happening later. So Senegal, second half, have to be more organized and probably switch formations. I mean, the 4-2-3-1 is good for them, but they're probably going to have to switch at some point. Does Senegal have any attack-minded players? Not from midfield, no. I don't think that they have any good attack-minded players from midfield. Maybe you bring on a substitute and take off one of the midfielders. And Dye could probably make way. You could probably put Idrissa Gueye back with Savat in midfield and bring on a striker type. I cannot remember who else is on the bench currently for the Senegalese squad. But maybe you could move Sadio Mane to the middle. Because, I mean, when he's on the ball, Algeria haven't been able to stop him without fouling him. I think he's been fouled 4 or 5 times already because he just keeps dribbling around people. So besides Sadio Mane, I don't think there's any pure-minded attacking players. My thought process is bring on another winger, move Sadio Mane to the middle, take out probably Ndiaye or Henry. You can't take out Henry. Henry Savat is probably the only attacking-minded midfield player, but he's not the greatest at attacking. He's not the best sort of midfield attacker. So I don't. If you're Senegal, I think I'd remove the 4-2-3-1. I'd probably take out that position in itself. Move to like a 4-2-2-2, where you essentially you give Algeria the midfield. You keep pressing high. Because Algeria had just been making mistakes anyway in midfield. They haven't used the midfield at all. And they play a 4-1-4-1. And Bounedjah, besides scoring the goal, he's been non-existent. Feghouli has been defending the entire – Feghouli is a striker who's just been defending the entire game. So if you're Algeria in this game, you keep doing what you're doing because it's working. It really is working. It's disgusting that it has to be this way. Riyad Mahrez has pretty much been around his own 18-yard box the entire game because they just keep trying to cross the ball in. So he's just been sticking around the 18-yard box the whole time. But other than that, I don't know what else you do if you're Senegal. You hope that Algeria mess up in some way, shape, or form, or that somebody maybe gets a red card. Because at this rate, I think that's the most likely option. Algeria might end up getting a red card before anything else goes down. So maybe so. First Morocco, second Nigeria, Senegal. Bro, you mess up with all this. Bro, hey. You know what? Allow it. Yeah, allow it. Okay. I really thought Morocco were going to have something to go forward with. I didn't think Benin would be the team to knock out Morocco, especially with how they played in the group stages. They were absolutely magnificent. And Hakim Ziyech was a monster in the group stages. That whole Morocco team was just unreal in the group stages. The fact that they got knocked out in the first knockout round, I put that more on the manager than I do the players. Because you take Benin for granted, and I mean penalties is penalties, so you can't predict penalties. So the fact that it got to that point, it goes to show that. I mean, Africa Cup of Nations has been unpredictable. So you got to give all props to Benin. I definitely did, but I mean I wanted to see a Senegal Morocco matchup because I thought that would probably be one of the best games of the tournament. Benin deprived us of that. But, I mean, Benin almost deprived us of a Senegal matchup, too, because Senegal could only beat them 1-0, too. So, this game is similar to Spurs-Liverpool. It really is. The Champions League final, I almost fell asleep during the Champions League final, guys. I was on the side of a couch. I was just sitting there watching it, and I started leaning to the side. The dog that I had next to me, he was already asleep because he was that bored too. So, I mean, if you put the dog to sleep with your football, I was barely staying awake. I was suffering. Liverpool scored first, and they pretty much told Tottenham, come at us. And I mean, you got big Virgil van Dijk in the middle with Joel Matip. And so every time Tottenham tried to, cross it, or they used Son Heung-min, actually, sort of in the same capacity that Sadio Mane is being used right now for Senegal. Essentially, they put him around and they tried to give him the ball every time and told him, create something for us. And he didn't do anything. Like, he couldn't because, I mean, he had no space to do anything. So every time he tried to run around Virgil van Dijk, he pretty much just got stuck. He got trapped. And so that was the Champions League final in itself. It was Liverpool scoring, thanks to pretty much Divock Origi. I don't even remember who scored the first goal for Liverpool in the Champions League final. I don't remember it, just because that game was just so boring. I think the video I made after that was me trying to stay awake, reacting to it afterwards, and it was Mo Salah. Oh yeah, I don't know. It was I couldn't be bothered. I could not be bothered with the Champions League final. I didn't even like that it was Tottenham Liverpool in the first place. I really wanted Ajax to make the Champions League final because if Ajax would have made it, it would have meant that a team from the qualification rounds of the Champions League made the final for 2 years in a row, because Liverpool did it the year before, where they had to go through the qualification rounds and then they went all the way to the final with Real Madrid. And B, it would have meant probably the best game of football that we would have seen in the Champions League. I mean, Liverpool versus Ajax would have been unbelievable. Even a Barcelona-Ajax game would have been unbelievable. But Mane is better than Messi if he wins Afcon. Whose man's is this? Hey, Milkor Football TV. I don't agree with that one bit. I mean, Sadio Mane, he's had an amazing year. He'll definitely be in the Ballon d'Or voting, that's for sure. I think we shouldn't focus on him being better than Messi in that. We should focus on him being better than Salah. Do you guys think Sadio Mane is better than Mo Salah? I actually want to say yes. Because I think Sadio Mane is a more complete player. He can defend better. He's a better dribbler. He's not as fast as Salah, but I think Mo Salah is sort of a pure striker in itself. So I mean, I think Mo Salah would play better as like a pure number 9 than he does as a winger. I think that's more his sort of style. He's a great finisher. But I think Sadio Mane is the more complete player overall. So, I mean, the fact that Senegal have made it this far pretty much on the back of Mane, because what does he have? 3 goals, 1 assist, like 20-something plus dribbles. He's been fouled 2 times more than anyone else at the Africa Cup of Nations tournament. So that just sort of goes to show you, that Sadio Mane is sort of untouchable in Africa at the moment. So, I mean, hopefully, if Senegal come back to win it, maybe he'll win the Africa Best Player award, rather than Mo Salah winning it. Another big shout for probably the player of the tournament. Algeria fans, I don't know if you guys can agree with me on this. Youssef Attal, I think that's how you say his last name, Attal. He's before he got injured, I think leaps and bounds the best player at this tournament. I mean, he was unbelievable, especially from a right back. The way that he repeatedly he surged forward with absolutely no regard for anyone's safety, anyone's life. He was marking people left and right. I think he had the second most completed dribbles behind Sadio Mane from right back. So, I mean, if that doesn't show you how good of a player he could have been before he got hurt, then I don't know what else will. But he was unbelievable in this tournament. But Messi did nothing in the Copa and in the past. I mean, Messi can only do so much. I honestly think Messi with Argentina it's not good. I mean, Argentina, they build their team around him, but they don't at the same time. Like it's kind of a dreadful sort of Argentina-esque thing to watch. So I mean, meanwhile, imagine if Mahrez and Mane win Afcon. That means they had a better international career than Messi. You can have a better international career than Messi. That's no big deal. I mean, Messi at least, he's brought the Argentina have at least, done well at the World Cups. I mean, I think the marker of a good international sort of career obviously is championships. But I mean, Argentina they at least made 2 finals back-to-back, the Copa America Centenario and the World Cup final. But enough about that. We finally got the game back and going. Let's see if the second half is better than the first. We're finally back into it. The game finally kicking back off. Now we're pretty much going to switch sides, but Algeria, I wonder if Algeria is going to change anything up, because they really need some sort of possession. What trophy is more important to win in your opinion? Out of what trophies? If you give me some trophies, and maybe we'll see which ones are which. If it was between Afcon or Copa America, I'd say they're pretty level. So I mean, it's hard. I think it's harder to win the Africa Cup of Nations than I do the Copa America. Simply because, I mean, Copa America, it's pretty much the three or four same teams that win it every time. Afcon, so unpredictable. You never know. Every time the Africa Cup of Nations starts, you never know who's going to win the title. There's literally, you can pick a favorite, but I mean, it's literally just a toss of a hat. So, a literal toss of a hat. So, I would UCL or league title. Champions League by far. If I was a player, I would happily go without a league title in my career if I could win one Champions League. I could care less. To be, I mean, think about the players that have like played and like won a ton of league titles but never won the Champions League. I think Zlatan is the perfect example. Zlatan never won the Champions League, yet he won league titles. What is it, with Inter Milan? I don't think he won one with AC Milan. But he won with Inter, he won with Barcelona, won with PSG, a bunch of them. Played really well for United too, but he never won the Champions League final. So, let's not worry about what team I support. It's been a madness. It's been a madness of a year. If you guys know already, then there's some real ones.
It's the same thing, kind of.
Looks like it'll be a Algeria throw. Algeria finally, coming out, having some possession to start the second half. I mean,
representatives from
oh, good tackle. Here we go.
And the Algerian one as well as the two presidents as well.
Are you an Inter fan? No, not at all. Not at all.
Kick.
I'm a big Serie A fan, but definitely not Inter.
So hard.
Bunaja got the free kick. Bunaja, props to you. I mean, he hasn't done much in this game. The goal, he scored the goal, so that's all that matters. I hope Algeria wins. I mean, if Algeria win 1-0 again, I'm gonna be a little bit mad because I want to see a game. I want to see something interesting. I really want Senegal to score so we can see that. Oh, so close. There's a delivery into the box, and it got deflected out. Back for Algeria. Senegal were able to block it as Algeria tried to cross it again. Now we're going down the left-hand side. I think it's Salif Sane. Tried to find Sadio Mane. Couldn't find him. Sadio Mane made the tackle now. Oh, my goodness. Throw in for Senegal down the left wing. Sadio Mane.
Watford had a £30 million offer rejected by Rennes.
There we go. Oh, it's free kick. Free kick to Algeria. I think a Mane handball. Is it a Mane handball?
The right winger, just 21
yeah,
years
Mane handball. He just stuck his arm out, used his arm to try and stop the ball.
From the Liverpool winger.
Bonesha chants going around the stadium. You got to give props to the dude. I mean, if Algeria end up winning this, I cannot imagine what the celebrations are going to be like. I was so triggered by the Nigeria goal from Mahrez, but I mean, Algeria definitely were the better team in that game.
The ball picked up by Sabali.
Nottingham Forest is the third best team in England right now. I mean, they definitely have the best, or third best history if we're talking Champions Leagues. Senegal are lacking A, attacking potency, and B, Algeria are starting to get a little more brave in the game. They're wearing Senegal down, and then they're going to come at them. Senegal on the right wing. They're looking for some. Oh, they got a cross right to the goalkeeper. Senegal. The struggle is real. It's so real. Senegal are not going to. They're not going to win in the air over Algeria. It's going to take a miracle for them to win a header or a defensive lapse of some sort.
One of those awkward strikers, really difficult.
I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone that's tuning into this live stream, guys. I apologize that I can't show you guys the game. I really want to. I really do want to show you guys the game. Oh, good defending from Senegal. This is the most attacking I've seen from Algeria since the beginning of the game. And this is why. Was it Niang running wild? On the right side, Niang and Mane and Algeria win the ball back. That is. Oh, Algeria on the counterattack. Oh, and it's dead, I think. Yeah, Senegal. Good D, Senegal. Thoughts on Ghana? What do you mean thoughts on Ghana? Like Ghana football in general, or as a country? I need to re-up on my African knowledge. Mane almost got to the ball down the line. Niang just had some terrible defending there. Or rather, not terrible defending. The one opportunity he had to cross it to Mane in space, he missed it. We didn't cross it. Ghana football. Ghana football, it needs a resurgence. I mean, I miss the sort of Ghana of old, being obviously in the U.S. and being a U.S. fan. Ghana would always end up in the same group as the U.S. in the World Cup. And it was always so triggering because Ghana would always beat us. But I mean, I hope Ghana football sort of returns to the limelight. It'll take some time though. It'll definitely take some time.
The talent that Mahrez
Gomez a deep goal kick.
Mane as well.
Senegal recovering in the middle. Whereas Mahrez playing? Mahrez is he's playing the right mid position, but I mean he's been kind of they haven't used him. I mean Mahrez has been kind of he has not had the ball at all in this game, and he hasn't had to. Because that early Algeria goal pretty much made it to where he just has to defend really well. And he's trying to defend Sadio Mane. So,
but don't take all of the glory.
We talked about it a bit during the halftime break, but Senegal have pretty much moved. They're moving Niang pretty much anywhere now. Niang has become a pure target man. And Sadio Mane is playing that attacking mid. He's moved from the left wing, and he's moved just right to the center. And Mane's just... He's been untouchable. I feel like every time Mane touches the ball, he gets fouled because he's been dribbling through everyone.
Deal with the pressure.
Oh, there's Niang. To Mane. Senegal
didn't really have much direction there.
Yeah, they don't have much direction. They don't have much incisiveness at all. There's no attacking efficiency at all here. They don't deserve to be in this game if they don't find a way to, put together that final ball, put together a decent pass.
It's not really going to be a problem for...
What's the score? 1-0 Algeria. It's been that way since the 3rd minute. Algeria scored on what can only be described as probably the weirdest goal ever. I mean, we were still... It's sort of just a madness. Both teams are just running about, and a weird deflection. Buneja took a shot from about 20 yards out, deflected off of the foot of Salif Sane, who was guarding him. That foul. That foul. Another yellow card, maybe? But pretty much it deflected off of Salif Sane's foot, went over the head of Gomes, the goalkeeper, who was well off of his line, and took a looping sort of way into... We got yellow card number 2. Yusuf Belaili, yellow card number 2. Wait, or was it number 3? I cannot remember. It might be the 3rd yellow card for Algeria.
He's the winner of 2 African Champions League with Esperance. Tunis.
Ball's back in. Senegal.
It's a good
good delivery. Senegal in the box. They're looking for some space to get a shot off. Bad crossing. Why would you cross it to the only man that's there with no help? Here's Sabali.
Sabali, can he get a decent cross in?
Nope, Sabali's cross got blocked, and Riyad Mahrez has the ball. Good defending though. Good comeback defending, actually. But then Buneja pretty much just got bodied. He got bodied in the middle by Salif Sane. I think that was Mahrez's first run on the ball. He probably should have kept it. Mane needs Trent's accuracy. Mane needs something. He needs some help. He needs somebody from the French squad to pledge allegiance to Senegal. He needs some help. They need an attacking midfielder desperately.
Trying to outwit each other here in this final.
Appreciate you.
On the big stage, on the giant stage, the continent's biggest.
Good talk. Bad foul. Bad foul.
Free kick has been
Guardiola's been good. Guardiola's been fantastic. He protects the back four really well. I mean, he's fouled Mane a couple times, but I mean, he does what he has to do.
So that's Will.
Okay, so free kick for Senegal. Pretty much near the halfway line.
The perfect free
We're going to see everyone's grouping up in and around the 18-yard line. Ball is in. Algeria, every time there's a ball into the box, one Algeria player falls. Every single time. Algeria, I don't know if they think it's going to save them, in some way, shape, or form. They always do run into somebody
Ben
runs
Lamry
into
was
someone.
doing really well
But
just to,
it
put in
just
the
doesn't
block.
make sense that every time there's a ball into the box, you try to draw a foul simply by falling.
Going
It's
down.
just so annoying at times. There's going to be a substitution for Senegal. Who is it?
Well, now it's time for a change.
Yeah, Senegal look like they're going to bring on a sub.
In a couple of minutes, I think.
I wonder who it's going to be.
Bunajar's second-minute goal.
Oh, good move there. Kick.
Two yellow cards so
Ben
far
Sabali.
taken quickly this time. Good control by Sabali, the Bordeaux player.
Oh, ball in the box. You started shoot. No. Oh. Oh. That was one of the first clear-cut opportunities for Senegal, and they messed it up. Oh, now it's a free kick for Senegal. Okay, Senegal are on it now, guys. Senegal are on it.
Look at this, Sabali.
That's a definite free kick. Great. Was that Niang?
That was a fantastic ball. That really was.
Great ball in from Sabali. Oh, it was Sadio Mane. It was Sadio Mane.
The inside thigh there of Ben Lamry, I believe.
That was a beautiful turn. Oh yeah, Mane. That's what he's talking about. Mane's shoe flew. His shoe flew a mile.
Free kick now. Sané's standing on it along with Samet.
Let's see. Let's see what's going down.
Will be the player who takes it, and Diatta comes on.
Okay, Diatta's coming in
to replace Papa and Dai.
Hey, I did call this though. I called the substitution. I knew they'd take off and die for a more attacking player. Diatta wasn't who I had in mind, but I mean, it all works.
Player he is. He's already scored one goal in this competition so far.
All right, let's see it.
Sivet's effort. It's a fine strike, but it's again directed straight
right.
Kais Omboli.
Why do you just keep kicking the free kicks right at him?
Easily read.
Savat has had so many free kicks, and he just keeps shooting them right at the goalkeeper.
It broke up, fragmented into his hands.
Also, Michael Thompson, I think you are probably a minute ahead of me. So please allow yourself. Allow yourself.
The Senegalese Lions.
Oh, good move. Good move. So much space. There's so much space. Take it. Use the space. Oh, handball.
Is that a penalty?
It is a penalty. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You better not change this call either. Senegalese fans dancing. Let's get it.
Struck directly at the arm.
See, this is what we needed for this game. For the culture, we need the penalty. We need the penalty. Guardiola, I feel for you. I definitely feel for you. You deserve better, but I don't want you to have better. We need this handball for the culture. The referee didn't even take a second, to fathom it. He has to take it.
Will we go up to?
Hey, Michael Thompson, bro, don't give me no score updates either. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. I'm exactly 42 seconds behind you.
Final word of Mr. Alioum. There we
so,
can see.
Well, I guess they're going to go to VAR. Maybe they go to VAR. Yep, he's going to go to VAR. Okay.
VAR, of course, Mr. Alioum.
He had his hand tucked, but I mean he dropped his shoulder. So.
Colleagues,
that might not be a handball, guys. That might not be a handball.
Cement his decision.
I'm a little iffy on that one. If it's a hit here, we'll show where I'm at. That's where I'm at currently with the VAR decision.
He purposely moves his
on-field review checking. Guardiola, he really did tuck his arm. So, I mean, he did the best he could. However, what I'm saying is if somebody wants to, throw some bands the referee's way to give the penalty so we can make this game a little more interesting, just a little bit more interesting, that would be great.
He's away from the monitor, away from the screen, back up onto the pitch, and there's his decision.
Oh, you.
Well, there you go.
Why?
There you go.
Why?
It's not being given.
Algeria, why you do this, bro?
And Senegal can't believe it. They just can't believe it. His arm position was.
We just wanted a penalty for the culture. We needed the penalty for the culture. The VAR has officially overturned the call. It is no longer a penalty.
His body was moving,
I mean, Guardiola, it's the right call. It is the right call. But we don't want it. We did not want this.
The decision
Nobody wanted this.
goes against Senegal. No penalty.
Senegal, you're going to have to find a way to score yourself, Ben. Hope that Crepin Diata does something to help out.
A drop ball for, logically, for, they'll kick the ball.
My goodness.
It's just been dropped.
It's triggering. It's a triggering day. It is a triggering day.
Now they, of course, are just jumping with joy because
if you're a fan of Algeria, this is the best case scenario for you.
The Nottingham Forest midfielder will be absolutely relieved.
Yeah, Guardiola kind of got bailed out there. Not gonna lie. I can't say bailed out because it shouldn't have been a handball, but I mean, the VAR gods have forsaken us.
Mr. Sidi Aliouma. Well, it was finally overturned,
all right.
Looked at the images.
60. We're in the 64th, 63rd. Yeah, technically the 64th minute. Still 1-0 Algeria. And it looks like it's probably going to stay this way the majority of this game. It feels like it. It really does feel like it. It's just we're suffering. We're suffering out here. I don't deserve this. No, none of us deserve to watch this game. Not because it's been great, but because it's been so poor. It's been so triggering. Zafan, good defending. And that's what I mean. It's simple things like that. Just a little pass down the line and no touch even to it goes out in favor of Algeria. It's just Senegal are struggling. They really needed that penalty. Because it's like if you're playing Monopoly and you need free parking to keep playing, and you keep passing free parking without getting it. That, or if you need to pass Go, and you need the $200 from Go, it's not working out. Great ball, great job for Gouli. Good defending, Senegal. Senegal have been very good defensively as well. The goal was really unlucky in the first place. So I don't know. I can't put some hate on it. I think one of the Algeria guys are warming up.
He's warming up here.
Ooh, good turn. Ismail Assar has been last. He's been so good this game. It's just that there's nothing else they can really do without scoring a goal.
Through ball, it's been picked up. And it's been very well picked up.
Oh no, he should have crossed it in. Cross it in. No, bad turn, and you fouled him. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Diata, bro. That ain't it. I vote that they move Niang out to the left. I vote you move Niang out to the left. You let Sadio Mane run down the middle. But I mean, that's just me. Let Diata go in the middle, let him dribble around people. See how it works.
For Algeria, of course, he's not just got the experience, but he's got the midfield know-how.
Good move. Faguli. Guardiola.
Capable of scoring goals.
Oh my, that Guardiola ball was actually pretty decent. I mean, Senegal still recovered it. Algeria actually have a high press going. It's a very good move, but I mean, they're open to the counterattack. The counterattack is score the goal! No!
Away from the target there, just on the right-hand side.
Niang is useless.
In a very good position.
He's useless. A great through ball down the line. Niang takes it on the outside of his foot, rounds the keeper, and just shoots it high. I mean, his angle was getting lower and lower. His angle was just kept getting smaller and smaller. But, I mean, it's just, my goodness. My guy. How can you let that happen?
Beautiful challenge again. It's time for Koyate.
That's what Algeria get for having the high press, and the high press is on again.
It's a deflection. There's Gassama with the follow-up header.
Oh, Jesus. Come on. Come on. We don't need to foul each other every other minute. Is that Franck Ribéry? Franck Ribéry's there? Rooting on Algeria?
Making the journey over here to Cairo to support the Algerians.
I would not think Franck Ribéry. I didn't know. Does Ribéry have some Algerian heritage? I mean, obviously, I know he plays for France and he's from France, but is there maybe like a little Algerian heritage in there? Hell, he could have played in this game. Oh, no, he couldn't have played in this game. He represented France for some years. He would be a very good player in this game. He'd probably definitely be on this Algeria squad. Playing that left mid. Would you take it? Any Algeria fans, if you're in here, would you take Franck Ribéry in his current state over Bilali now?
Star with a good opportunity here.
Oh, Mane cut to your right. No.
A little bit too close for comfort with Sabali back.
So every time Senegal build up some good attacking play, they screw it up. It's foolproof.
A good block, that is. A very good block there by Guediora. Faguli with
and Guediora's been the perfect center mid.
And it's going to be a free kick on Diatta.
Diatta wins a free kick. We're in the 68th minute. Senegal still trail. They've been trailing all game since the second minute. It's been a hard one to watch, to say the least.
The ball at his feet. Going for the
good
chip
ball
into the penalty box. It's met immediately there by Bunajar, who puts in a good defensive header.
Good ball.
Sadio Mane.
Go ahead, Mane. Go around him.
That's a nice little ball. Will he try and get the ball back? Well, the answer to that is no.
Have one! Oh! Finally, a shot on target. Finally, a shot on target. Thank you. I mean, a great save. Great save from the Algerian keeper. I'm not sure about the whole jumping part, but I mean, finally gets a shot on target. It looked like it was going in. Thank the Lord. I really need Senegal to score soon. This has just been so trash without a goal. They don't deserve a goal, but we want them to get one. Why would you take the corner short again? You've tried this how many times? It just doesn't work. The Senegalese manager needs to tell them to stop. That was a beautiful shot. That was a beautiful shot. So Senegal finally get a shot on target. It's been so long.
It was a stinger.
Guediora doing his best to just be the worst. Doing his best to be the worst. Frustrate the hell out of the Senegalese players. Oh, great move. Great move.
Qatar is the player who has separated these two teams so far. There's a nice surging run there. Ben Lamry.
Unlucky. Tried to cross it.
Something to.
That was a terrible attempt to cross. That was garbage.
Star there, just.
Wonder if I block. Does that make this view better? Or is this worse? Better? Worse? Better?
Changes. Will there be changes?
We'll get rid of that light.
He's got to have something up his sleeve. At the same time, we know that.
Ooh, no foul? Come on, Senegal.
Mali also has some fine tactics that he uses, of course, to have got his desert foxes so far in this competition.
71st, 72nd
now there are
minute.
less than 20 minutes away.
Gassama's down. Sub out, bro.
From lifting.
What do you even do? What do you take? Elbow to the rib? Yeah, to the elbow to the his rib or is his knee?
Extra minutes thrown in by the referee for added time.
He started holding his other leg, the leg that he jumped off of. I mean, oh yes, I feel like it was something out anyway.
Of course, we're going to have changes. We're going to have players who come on and.
We need a goal.
And you can see
the Algeria fans, even though they're winning, are just not celebrating at all. They're not doing anything.
who's going to get his chance to come on. 6'4", that's not bad for a striker, is it? Normally you just
a 6'4" striker coming on for Gassama. So Senegal are putting on another striker. I mean, you have to at this point.
Predominantly centre backs.
I mean, if this might end up the exact same way as the Champions League final, where Tottenham pretty much just go for it all the way at the end, and then they allow a second goal and it's over. This might go that same route. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. It might go that same route.
When they're being targeted with a high ball, especially in the latter stages of a game when players are tired, not just physically but mentally after a very long campaign played out in hot conditions, like we've seen here in Cairo.
Great ball, actually.
59%, 41. Algeria.
Ooh, good defending, Mane.
Mahrez goes down.
Oh, that's not Mahrez. Sorry, that's Mahrez finally getting on the ball.
Brought down by Sevet. And a free kick it is for the Desert Foxes who want to slow this game
so
down
Algeria have the free kick.
Sitting on that one goal lead, that one
Will
goal
they
advantage.
will they even try to do something with it? If I'm Algeria, I'm taking this short. No, everyone's huddling around the 18. Free kick from Mahrez. Oh, almost had someone find it at the back post. It'll be a corner for Algeria. Still 1-0. Still. My goodness. This has been.
Maybe Mandy will come up as well.
Yeah, this has been a bit of a crazy game, guys. Good ball in. Put it back in. Corner went right back out to the first room. Took it. It almost went in. Gomez's goal again. Belaili. His shot took a deflection on the outside. I think he was trying to. He actually was trying to shoot. Took a deflection off another Senegalese player. It'll be another corner though. Oh, good. Gomez makes the save. Blocks it off and Senegal player. Okay.
Smashes the ball upfield.
Dang! Sadio Mane went flying into that challenge.
The side of the face. Mane.
Oh my God!
I think the evidence is there on this occasion.
Oh, Mane cut him open bad.
Okay, well that's a fair challenge, but it's
Mane just
a head to the eye, and there's a.
Oh, Mane just cut open his whole face. That's. Oh.
And he will need some treatment there.
He definitely needs some treatment. That's for sure.
And of course, he wants to play on.
Yeah, no, he wants a foul for Mane. Mane might deserve something off of that. That's disgusting.
Nothing wrong with that. Come on, they both went for the ball.
They both went for the ball, but one caught the other in the face with his head. So I mean, that's not the ball, son. He could have pulled out of that challenge real quick. My goodness. His face is like not gushing blood, but his face is definitely bleeding.
Nervous now for Senegal.
Servette is gone.
Last minute goals scored in this competition. Oh yes.
How has there been no treatment for him? This man is literally bleeding on the field.
First of all, there should be someone on the pitch dealing with that.
There
catch.
we go. Jesus.
So hopefully they're there by now. See them arrive.
So yeah, there's going to be a ton of added time. They're going to take him off the field though anyway.
Or whatever you want to do to stop the bleeding.
Oh, good.
Fourth official final. Was not the right through ball, was it, from Sa? Benasser. Big screens, and you can see that you're trailing by goals.
No, is the stream really going to end this way?
Mentally. At the same time, maybe it's destiny as well. Maybe it's destiny.